reasons why I need to hold on to everything. Say now, I need to hold on to.
I wanted to start the tutorial this way, showing you my drawn-on eyebrow and my natural eyebrow. This is because I get such an intense reaction when I post a side-by-side of my eyebrows before and my eyebrows after. You know, I get comments from, that's fake, that's unnatural, natural is better, that's gross, whatever it may be. And what I say to that is that that's okay to me, because makeup is supposed to be something different and fun. You know, whether it be the person that doesn't wear any makeup or wears maybe just very, very light makeup, to the person that every day wakes up and fucking lives for that moment to get all dolled up. Any end of the spectrum, it's fine. Makeup is whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be, oh no, makeup is just to enhance your natural features. It totally can be that, but it can also be this amazing way to transform yourself and try new things, do something crazy, because it's not permanent. I don't know why it took me so long to post. I was really thinking about it the other day. I was like, why have I not done my brow tutorial yet? And I think the biggest reason why is because I wanted to be really happy with my brows. You know, for the longest time I kept thinking, oh, you know, I don't want to post my eyebrow tutorial until I have like my permanent signature Jordan brow or something. And that's so silly, because makeup is constantly changing, trends are constantly changing. I see how someone else does their eyebrow and I'm like, holy shit, that looks fucking badass. I want to try that too. You know, and it's constantly changing. So have fun with it. It's makeup, whatever. Anyways, so on to the tutorial. It took me a long time to get to these brows. I used to do terrible, terrible eyebrows. We won't even talk about it because it was so horrible and horrendous. I start with the Anastasia, Jesus, you can't even see it. The Anastasia Brow Wiz, it's upside down, pencil, and this is in Brunette. To work with, it's okay. I start by just lightly outlining the bottom. Okay, this part, I just start, okay, I need to adjust my mirror. I just start drawing my tail. I like doing almost a straight brow, but not, you know, quite straight. Okay, this line looks a little fucked up. And this will be just a general outline, the general bottom outline of what I'm doing with my life. And I am no pro at my eyebrows. There are so many days where I have great brow days and I'm like, holy shit, I did that? Well, damn, I look pretty good. And there's plenty of days where I'm like, what happened? Did I do that? So, I have bad brow days. If you do too, it's alright. I would assume we all do, unless you have hands blessed by Jesus. Then maybe you have perfect brows every day. I don't fucking know. Okay. Now that you have a general outline of where you want to fill in your brows, I like to take the spoolie end of the Brow Wiz. You can take any spoolie, it doesn't have to be the Brow Wiz if you prefer. And what I'm going to do is lighten up the front part of my brow. This is mainly just because I don't fill in the beginning part of my brow how I fill in my tail. My tail I'll completely fill in, so it's a nice opaque brown. But the front I leave open because I like the little wispy hairs looking so good. Now that I have that done, I'm going to go in with the Dipbrow, Anastasia Dipbrow in Chocolat. You can see it. This product is very waterproof. It's very intense, very pigmented, so you do not need much. Before this, I was using the Dipbrow. I was using the Makeup Forever's Aqua Brow, and that was really awesome too because it came in a little tube and I would just squirt a little bit out and put it on my brows. But that was also before I knew how to do my eyebrows. So I knew I said I wouldn't bring it up, but I think I have to. I think now that it's out in the open, I think I gotta fucking talk about it, you know? I would do it like this. I would do down to here, create an exact box shape. This is with thick, opaque pigment. Go up, and then whoop. And I thought I was really good too. I looked at myself and I was like, damn, my eyebrow's on point. But we'll just take a moment of silence for all of our terrible brow days. You've probably heard me talk about this brush before, and I will talk about it until the day I die. I'm in love with this brush. It's the MAC 263 brush. It's this little tiny angled brush, very thin. You know, most angled brushes are awesome, but they're very poofy. And this one gives you that very thin edge, which I really appreciate, not only in these, you know, things like my eyebrows, but in, you know, even face painting too, because with my shadows I can make a really sharp line and get really close to the lines I need to make and kind of shade around there. So I love it. Point being, take a very thin angled brush, and I'm just going to be very lightly tapping this product. I start about here with most of the product, and that's because I want this tail of my brow to be very pigmented, and then by the time I start moving forward, most of the product is already dispersed off of my brush onto my brow, because even though I'm not doing the exact fade look, I still do want it much lighter and kind of that ombre. So then just start filling in your brows, you know? Just fill that shit in. Do it. Fill it. Fill it up. I'm doing extremely light brush strokes. After my brow is filled in lightly with the Dipbrow, I go in with the Anastasia Pro palette. This is the Brow Pro palette. This has all the different eyebrow powders, all different colors. You do not need to obviously go for the actual Pro palette that has all the powders in them. It's obviously more for like if you're doing client work, or if maybe if you'd like doing a ton of different eyebrow colors, hey, best bang for your buck, you know? But she does sell them just single duo powders that, you know, any color you want. I mostly use dark brown and ebony. Those are my two ones I use all the time. I'm going in with ebony, and I'm gonna start at my tail. What this powder does is it just pretty much helps to set the brow, and it covers up any patchiness I may have missed, because I do not do the Dipbrow very thick. I do like it very thin. So this powder just, you know, it hooks us up. I love the tail of my brow looking all dark and sharp and sexy. Dark and sharp and sexy. With my eyebrows, I love the look of really bushy, kind of wispy fronts. And unfortunately, with the amount of hair, you know, I kind of have a little something going on, but definitely not much. So I actually draw in my own eyebrow hairs, and so that I manipulate the look of having actual eyebrow hairs sticking up all wispy and cute. And to create the hairs, I am going to be barely using this brush to just lightly draw hairs. Now, when I say lightly, I mean You have to be super light with it. I usually take my brush and my finger. I do a couple lines first. Draw a couple lines. Ooh. So that when I go in, it's just a very, very light line. Always start lighter and then go in darker afterwards, because I cannot tell you the amount of days I've had where I draw a few hairs way too dark and it just looks ridiculous and the whole eyebrow is just messed up. You know, then you have to try to clean it up and lighten it, and it's just this terrible mess. So start lighter, just draw a few on it first, very, very lightly, and then go from there. I like to draw some lightly going into my eyebrows. They just kind of blend with my other eyebrow hair. I'm going to now go in with some concealer and just clean up my brows a little bit. Using the same brush that I vigorously clean by rubbing it on my sweatpants. Do you guys have that? Like a pair of pants or a shirt or something that you always clean in or do makeup in or you paint? I think I have like 10 of those. And they're all just permanently stained in makeup. And I go under, right under my brow with the concealer. And this is just going to clean up any little mess ups, any hard lines. I always clean up on the top of my eye too. The eyebrow, top of my eyebrow. I do sometimes like to go back in with that powder and just touch up a few little areas I may see here and there. Now I like to go in with the Anastasia Tinted Brow Gel. This is in Espresso. Ooh, could use some of that shit right now. This will help to set the brows in place. Like I said earlier, I love the look of pushed up wispy brows, especially in the front. And so using a sealing gel, there's clear ones, tinted ones, this will just help to hold all the brows in place where you want them. And I just very lightly brush them up. And so you can see how it just gives them a little bit of a dark edge. And that's my finished brow. I hope that you guys learned something. I hope it helped you. You know, there's so many different ways you can do brows, and that's what's so much fun about them, is they help to frame a face. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I will leave all the products down below in the description box that I used. Also, remember, every Monday I will be putting out a new video, so please subscribe. Let me know down below what you guys want to see. I want to be engaged with you guys. I want to know what you're thinking, what you want me to do next, so let me know. And as always, I love you guys. Thank you.